I met my beautiful wife in Hawaii, where I was stationed out there. And since then, it's been cyber, and it's been defending organizations, defending humans, and watching the adversary evolve rapidly over time. And especially now, we're seeing just a hyper evolution of these attackers, and especially around really exploiting the human trust. And that's the new vulnerability that we're seeing out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the field is evolving so quickly, too. I mean, it's insane to think a year ago, agentic AI was literally just starting to be talked about. Wasn't anything that anyone was deploying in an enterprise environment or using at home. I mean, like there was a handful of people that were doing it. I was not one of them, right? I mean, I literally remember hearing about it for the first time, I think in May of last year on a podcast that was business related. And someone was saying how they were, using agentic AI to like do their marketing and accounting and, all this stuff. Right. But even from the perspective of like social engineering, I mean, it's like social engineering just took a 180 almost, right? In terms of like difficulty and now trying to actually identify it and figure it out. I've told the story before, but it's very applicable, especially to the industry. I started a company a while ago, and one of the very first things that we did, getting up to speed and whatnot, is learning about how the environment interacts with each other, how the CEO interacts with the rest of the organization. Is there anything that he does that could be considered a little bit abnormal? Right. And one of those things was every once in a while, it was literally a fairly regular occurrence, but it was a random thing because it wasn't like on a regular interval. The CEO would reach out to the CFO and say, "Hey, wire this $15 million or 10 million or whatever it was to this account over here," and he would just do it. It was fine. Like that's what was expected in that environment. And when I found this out from legal, I said, well, look, I'm very uncomfortable with that. We shouldn't be letting the CEO do that, but I know that I can't say, no, you can't do that, right? Like he's the CEO at the end of the day. I'll probably be gone if I tell him that he can't do that, right? And so, I encourage very strongly that we should, implement it like a passcode that rotates after every use and rotates every week because it wasn't a weekly thing that he was doing it, but we still needed to rotate and store it in a secret vault where only him and the CFO were able to retrieve it, and maybe an admin like myself if something went wrong and we had to generate a new secret or whatever. And literally 2 weeks after implementing it, the CFO gets a call, fairly late in the night. I think it was like 10 p.m. Sounds exactly like the CEO. It's not hard to fake anymore. Sounds exactly like the CEO. Requests 10 million bucks to be sent to some account. And the CFO was told, it was really ingrained into him, like, hey, if this goes wrong, like if you do not request that passcode, or if he can't answer the passcode and you still send it or whatever it might be, like if it was wrong, like you're fired. Like just immediately, you can hand in your laptop. That's what you can expect.
Yes.
So it was really ingrained into him, like, hey, I have to make sure I ask for this thing.
Yeah. I
So
think
he asked for that passcode and they couldn't give it to him. And so he hung up the call and reported it to us in the morning. And, sure enough, like it was never the CEO.
it never is. And, people still think of social engineering as just phishing emails. One email, one click, one mistake. If you do it 3 times, you're out. But that's not what we're seeing out there today. I mean, it's coordinated. It's multi-channel operations. Like you said, your CFO gets a LinkedIn direct message and it looks like it came from your CISO. And then they get a Slack message from IT about an urgent wire transfer. And then they get a calendar invite to approve it. And 40 minutes, they've used 3 channels in one operation. And, the security team is scrambling because their tools just saw 3 separate low priority alerts. And that attacker saw a clean shot in a direct avenue right into the organization. And these agentic ecosystems that are out there that you can either pay for, things like WormGPT, SpamGPT, FraudGPT, and now with OpenClaw, you can build out your own dedicated set of recon agents and exploitation developers. And it enables also that hyper personalization for your recon, agent to go out and find out everything about Joe or about Dylan. And it's being done at machine speed, and used to take days or weeks, and you had to have some pretty solid Kali Linux skills and social engineering toolkit skills. But now you can spin up a synthetic identity, you can spoof an executive or a help desk employee, and you can scale the campaign at a near zero marginal cost, and that makes the ROI through the roof for the attacker if they get it even once. And they can continuously pivot and adapt in real time based on what they're seeing is successful. And it's 20